Hello and welcome to our webinar session on Single Customer View, an application that will provide you with 360-degree view of the customer. My name is Barbara Kowalska and I will lead this session for you. Here's today's agenda. I will start with presenting the customer service process in SAP ERP. Then I will continue on showing you Single Customer View that supports this process in ERP. Next, I will give you an example on how you can create and take care of this process in ERP one step further by introducing call center functionality. And I will end this session with a summary. So let's start with customer service. Customer service process encompasses all kinds of customer-related activities before, during, and after sales. The process is natively related to CRM systems, and today we are going to answer the question whether and how to achieve satisfactory customer service level in SAP ERP. In general, there are 4 departments in the company that are especially interested in customer-related data. This is sales, customer service, call center, and finance department. Sales department takes care of finding prospects, meets with them, sends email, answer inquiries by preparing quotations, negotiates them, and in order to finally conclude with sales orders. Once the orders are in, this is the customer service department that is responsible of providing satisfactory customer service level and meeting the customer's expectations. Customer service may need to answer customers' questions, may need to handle all kinds of requests and claims, for example, quality-related complaints or complaints related to price on the invoice. Customer service may also notify service department that service activities will be required for the customer. So once those activities are fulfilled, we are sure that there's no that we did everything we had to do best in order to satisfy the customer. So on one side we have the customer and his expectations, and on the other side we still have our company that also has its own goals. We need to make sure that besides the fact that customer is happy, we have the invoices paid, so we need to monitor payments, we need to collect debts if necessary, we need to manage customer limits that we offer to the customer, we need to also manage the level of accruals that will be needed for future bonus payments. Additionally, those departments may be supported by call center. Call center may be used for order taking, so it's the telesales functionality. May be used to support sales leads and campaigns, marketing campaigns that we trigger for customers, and also may support debt collections. In order for those departments to act on a timely manner and to provide accurate and concise information for the customer, the key is in information. They need accurate and timely delivered information in order to fulfill their task and to process all customer requests. In SAP ERP, we collect many kinds of informations. We have customer database, including contact persons. We may extend this with database of competitors to analyze later on which deals have been lost to which competitors. We can register activities like phone call, email, meeting, or even mailing. We have pre-sales documents, inquiries, quotations, for example. We have sales documents like sales orders and contracts that are follow-up later on by deliveries and invoices. We have we may create also post-sales processes like complaints or corrections to invoices, and we may also need to start service-related processes. Finally, we have the whole and complete information related to pricing and our pricing policy, which encompasses prices, rebates, discounts, and promotions. Most of those elements are known and used, maybe with the exception of activities and pre-sales documents. Activities and pre-sales documents were developed even before SAP CRM was introduced. So they are fully functional, but in comparison to SAP CRM, they are of course limited. It's not CRM. But it's worth mentioning that they are still available and ready for use without additional costs. Activities, for example, allows you to build target groups. In order to do so, you may browse your customer database by using extensive search criteria like customer classification or customer types, and by using additional attributes. Everything is collected in our database, and the functionality allows you to browse the database, so we still within one system. You may save the customers found, that the customers that meet specific criteria. You may save this database for later and use it, for example, in marketing campaigns to generate, for example, phone activities, and track the result of our marketing and sales activities. And finally, we have reporting, many standard and enhanced reports that we use to retrieve the data from the system. So as you can see, we have many massive number of information that we have in the system that we may collect and use for later analysis. So this is so let's see how our employees work with this information. In customer service, all eyes are on customer. So no wonder that the customer master data, the transaction to access this data, is one of the most often used. In order to access customer data, we start the transaction. We provide search criteria. In my example, that will be VAT ID number. Then we confirm the sales area that we are interested in, and we get the access to the customer file. So we start the transaction. This is the initial screen. We choose the search screen, and we select the one that allows us to browse customers by using tax information. We enter VAT number, we confirm, and we get the list of results. We select the customer, we confirm which sales area we are interested in, and we finally get the access to the customer master data. This is the initial screen. From here you may browse, you may start checking the sales area data on, or you may trigger the reports like orders, deliveries, invoices, and so on. So just to give you a summary on of this example, what we did is we started transaction. We made 8 clicks, and it took 20 seconds to actually access the customer master data. Just access. If we go one step further and we analyze this from the company's perspective, so let's take it, for example, 5 employees of a particular department, any department. One employee on average handles around 30 customer requests. These may be very simple requests like status of delivery, and maybe more time consuming if the request requires checking some more information to answer the question. So let's take into consideration 5 employees, 30 customer requests. That makes 50 minutes per day to handle and to access the customer master data. This is a lot if you take into account that this is one of the most often used transactions. So the information is there, it's dispersed, and the access to it is it's difficult. So let's make the same example, but this time we will use single customer view. We start the transaction. All search criteria are included in one selection screen. This is the screen you see just after starting the transaction. We enter the VAT number, we get the results, and we access the customer database. So once again, we start transaction, we get the result list, and we access the customer data. Not just customer data, but if you take a closer look, you will see also additional features and additional transactional data below the screen. This is one transaction, 2 clicks only to get the complete data. So let's proceed and take a look at how this application looks in practice. I will log in to the system now. This is the transaction that we will use. This is the selection screen. The selection screen collects all most often search criteria. We have the possibility to browse by customer name, and you don't need to worry about the way the name is written. No worries about the capitals and capital letters. We might use, for example, phone number as a search criteria. This is in particular useful for call center department. Below, in the communication section, the operational data, we have the field called SD document number. This is the field where we can enter any sales document, like an invoice, for example, and we can try to find the customer based on the invoice number. For example, if the customer calls to complain about the invoice, we can use this invoice number here to find the customer data. Here below you have additional selection criteria that depends on the sales area. By default they are not active. You might easily make them usable by checking this checkbox here, and you may also use this as additional criteria for the search. So this is the complete screen, but this is not the full list. Here you may, as I mentioned before, these are most often used, but still you might extend them by using this button here to get additional set of fields that you can use for your search. This screen, this screen may be customized. You may hide the fields that are unnecessary for you and leave just the ones that are most often used. It's very simple. You simply save the layout. You may hide or make them visible by selecting the, for example, here the column high fields. We need to provide a description for the screen. And it's ready for use here. So let's find a customer that we will use. I'm using stars to replace a specific string of letters, and I get one customer in my result list. So let me explain what we see here. Let's start with this building block. This is the information about the customer. This is these are information like customer name, VAT number. On the right side, we have basic information related to sales areas. If the customer is created in more than one, you can switch them and the data is updated. Below, there's a contact person section, which is especially important for call centers, for example. There they have a list of all the contact persons, people, including their phone calls, phone numbers, so that they can make a phone call directly based on the information from one screen. Next to it, there's a credit limit part. This section contains the information related to the credit management, in particular the risk category. So we know if this is a high or low medium risk customer. We see the value of the credit limit that we gave to the customer and the consumption. In order to get some more room on the screen, we can use this button here to fold information that we currently don't need. And if you see below, there we have many tabs with all kinds of transactional informations like activities, sales orders, deliveries, invoices, also rebate and prices, for example. So we started one transaction only, and we received a massive number of information. Normally, we would need to start not only customer master data transaction, but also many reports that would display us a list of, for example, sales orders. And here we do this with one transaction. We get all the information. We don't need to wait for results, and we still can access those documents directly. The same is with deliveries, invoices. We get the direct access to the document. The list might be narrowed down based on the time frames. Here we have 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, or we might simply display all information. And additionally, what we see on this screen here is the panel with functions allowing us to directly create a contact person, create contact, create offer or sales order. And on top of that, we have a section with additional access to standard reports. These are reports taken from SD, FI, CO. This section might be easily extended by adding your custom reports, the reports that are used by your employees and created for your specific needs. Okay, so let's start looking closely to particular functionalities. It is really nice that we can create the new contact persons directly from this screen. Let's consider an example that we have a customer on the phone, and this is a new contact person that we don't have here. We can quickly create its contact details here. We can save the phone number, for example. I'm saving it. And this person appears on the list. Once we have this new contact person in a database, we can quickly create new activities for this person. For example, to plan a meeting with the person or schedule a phone call. So this is important for the, especially for the customer service and for call centers to update this database quickly in order to register additional activities. This functionality may be also used by sales reps if they manage their activities and tasks by using the system. They may select the contact person they are interested of, so they want to contact head of purchasing to sell some product. They use create contact. This might be activity of the type sales call. This might be a letter or a visit. We selected the interested contact person, and this data is directly copied here. We may put some comment here, for example, information about new product, and we can schedule this this phone call. Here we get the pop-up window informing us where are the when and what are the calling times that the customer prefers. Here we see that today is 12. The customer likes to be called on Tuesdays in particular time frames. So let's schedule the call for next week. I'm taking the 16. and this information is updated here. We can add a note. We might provide the reason for the call. For example, it's part of our bigger advertising campaign. Then later on, we may update this call with additional information about the outcome, if we were successful or not. But at this moment, we just do the planning, so I will leave these fields unchanged, and we'll save the activity. The activities are shown in the Activity tab. By default, they are sorted by the completed, by the status and the start date. And at the bottom, we can see our activity, then the newly created one. And we can quickly display it if we need to add additional details. So besides the activities like meetings or phone calls, the sales reps may quickly create orders from here. So they may do this traditional way by using the functional create orders when they provide the list of materials here with quantities, and they provide the dates, the preferred delivery date, for example, and additional notes if the customer has requested some additional services or have specific preferences. But let's take into consideration that sometimes it is the time is very crucial. It's critical, especially if the customer is on the phone and gave us instructions over the phone. So it's very important to act fast. And let's take a look on the new way of working here. Assuming that this is the customer we called regularly and we take order from the customer, we might use one of existing orders as a reference. We use the create with reference button, so the data is copied from the original order, and here we may update the requested delivery date. I will put sometime next week. This is the confirmation. And we can update quantities here. We might remove unnecessary lines if the customer this time does not order. And we may save the document. I will refresh the list of results, and here on the top there's a sales order that we quickly created just a second ago. So beside the order taking, customers are often interested in price-related information. What is the price? What are the current promotions and discounts? If there's a new product, they want to know what is the price for the product. And as you know, there are many factors that may impact the price. The price may be different based on the customer list that the customer is assigned, or even the quantity if we use scales. So it is very important to provide this information quickly. Currently in SAP we don't have a nice report or nice transaction that would present us the price for particular material. We have some simulation options available, but they are not really comfortable in use. And here, in order to answer and fulfill this requirement the customer often raised, we developed a tab called Prices. This is the price simulation tab. We simulate the sales order. This is the customer information. If we have a customer with many locations and we differentiate prices or discount depending on location, we might also modify the ship to partner by selecting one of the partners from the list. This customer has just one location, so I will confirm this one. Here you need to, of course, provide the product the customer is interested in. I will use a search. And take first from the line. This is the quantity the customer is interested, and I'm starting the simulation. So what you see here, this is the information we provide to the customer. This is the price per piece, or basically the ordered quantity that we entered here. This is the total amount of discount. This is the net price including the discount, the amount of tax that will be added, and final price including tax to the customer. Below, you may find additional information about how the price was calculated. So the condition types were taken from the pricing procedure. This is the price. We have here conditions related to the discounts. You may also notice that there is a negative sign here. So this is the price reduction, and we have a VAT amount here. Additionally, you may notice that this condition has additional information that the scales for this condition exist. You may use this information to make an upsell of the product. You may encourage the customer to buy more in order to get higher discounts. So let's take a look on the scale details. We go directly to the condition record without starting any new transactions. We see that from the scale that anything above 50 qualifies for a higher discount. So we convince the customer, dear customer, if you buy, for example, 50 pieces, then you will get higher discount. So it's a really nice tool for sales reps because they can play with the quantities here. They may negotiate with customer. The customer consider your options to get more rebate. So they don't need to browse the condition record. They don't need to fight with transaction for simulation the price, the standard one. They don't need to simulate creation of an order just to get the correct price for the customer. You have all the information you need. You may provide the material, you may provide the quantity, and the system provides you all the conditions that are relevant for this sale with the amount and information about the scales. So we reduced the administrative work so that the sales rep can actually focus on the handling the customer, on the negotiations. Besides the price, customers often ask information related to rebates. We answered that by delivering a tab called Rebate. This tab contains information about all rebate agreements that were created and are valid for this for this customer. Customers often ask what's their performance in terms of particular rebate agreement. So we have this information here. We can see this is the one, agreement 47, and here you see the list of billing documents that meet the criteria for this particular agreement, and you can see quantities here. The next column contains the amount of accruals that we collected, and from here we also have the direct access to both the rebate agreement and the billing documents. So we can take a closer look and into the details of particular sales document, and by clicking on the line, we can go directly to the rebate agreement in order to check the conditions that were defined, the criteria for this rebate agreement. Here we can see that this rebate agreement was created based on the customer number, so any kind of sale, any kind of product bought by this customer qualifies for the rebate. In here you can see that there are also scales defined for this customer. We can take a look how they are created. So from the rebate is calculated if the sale reaches the level of 10,000. If the customer meets the next level, meaning 20,000, he gets the 2% rebate. So this information might be also used for upselling, for encouraging and pushing the customer to buy more. And we are back in single customer view. So as you see, I'm still working within one transaction. I'm not switching to any others. I have all the information on my screen. I can navigate to the documents and to the rebate agreements just to answer the customer questions. So on the one hand, we can inform the customer about the current performance, and on the other hand, we can monitor the number of accruals we need to collect in order to make a future payment of bonus to the customer. So it's this information is important for both sales reps and also for the finance department, which is responsible for proper management of accruals. As we speak about the finance department, so let's take a closer look on the possibilities they have with this application. So we already see the part here, the section with credit limit. So they can monitor what kind of customers we are dealing with, what is the risk category, the credit limit used, and what is the amount of the credit limit. But here we have also the possibility to trace the payments the customer needs to make on our behalf. And here we can see, I will fold this. This is not necessary anymore. So you see that there are some documents pending, and a few of them are really overdue. So you can take actions in order to handle this. So even though the customer is of a low risk category, you see that simply he doesn't pay the invoices. So we may also notify the sales rep. We can check the activities that are planned with this customer. We see that there's a lot of them, but let's take the last one, the one we created today. So we see that the sales rep plans the sales of new product here. So we can notify him, make a note that the next time he's on a phone with customer, he can take care of this Okay, I think we're back. Some technical difficulties. For this sales rep, I will start at this is accounting. The customer has many overdue invoices. No new sales orders to this customer. Please escalate. So next time the sales rep will plan a phone call, he will see the note from the accounting that there are some additional aspects that need to be taken care of. Okay, so as accounting, we see the credit information, credit related. We see the payments, and we may also decide whether or not or how to handle with this customer. So we see that we have many overdue payments. We may also take into account what are the customer orders, and what is it a good customer or he's not performing well. So in the statistics tab, you might check the current sales. This is the statistic here, so you can see the total sales, minimum and maximum order per month, and the average amount of the order. The last column contains information about the number of orders placed. So if you take a look, that the customer doesn't place that many orders. Here he's very active, 5 orders, but of total value 200. So it's not much, and so the customer doesn't order. And on the other hand, he has many invoices overdue. So maybe it's time to put this customer as with higher risk category. So from here, the finance department has complete information about the customer performance from the credit limit perspective, and based on the information the single customer view provides, they may also decide on the credit limit policy regarding that customer. So as you can see, single customer view has many additional functionalities, many additional tabs that we didn't touch today. So it's very flexible. You may organize your complete work from here. I did not use any other transaction. This is my working environment, and it can be used by all 4 departments mentioned before. So it saves time. You don't need to search for information. You may focus on handling with customer, and in result, you make sure that your sale is effective, your performance, the KPIs, company's KPIs are improved because of proper sales order management and finance data management. And as I mentioned before, we may also take our ERP one step further. So I would like to show you also that it is possible to organize a call center by using the single customer view. So let's get back to our presentation here. So I would like to present you the case that we implemented in one of the biggest international FMCG concerns. The project was done in Belgium. The customer owns a brewery and a wholesale, and the customer was interested in implementing call center functionality with ERP. So the customer, most of the orders, like 90%, are taken by the telesales department. Other 10 flies electronically, so we have the EDI communication. We showed this solution to the customer. The customer was really pleased with this one transaction concept for accessing all kinds of data, and we make this solution as the working environment for telesales people. It was interested. The customer was interested how we can extend the solution with call management and call planning functionalities. So we started from SCV as a work environment. We use customers and contact person. So we plan the visiting days and calling days. We define frequency for the contact persons. We implemented the call list planning functionality and call list management in case of absences and substitutions required. So this is how the work environment looks like. We have some additional tabs delivered for this customer, but in majority the rest of the screen is remains standard. We use extensively the the activity type call for the call planning. This is the special type of the activity that we created for the order for the call planning algorithm. We have some, of course, additional information like organizational unit and also the outcome of the call. There's information about sales summary, and we may start the follow-up actions from here. The follow-up actions might be a regular standard order. This might be customer service notification if we have the module in place. So we may start the planning for the service. The customer uses this activity to register to plan calls and also to report them. We use the standard SAP reports for checking the results of the phone calls, and we use SCV for order entry. So this is the information how the sales summary looks like. This is the standard SAP document, and so we did not enhance that. This is ready for use. No need for additional enhancement here. And we use this activity it is used by our algorithm for planning the calls. So we take the information from customers and from contact persons. We have the telesales profile defined, the date, hours. We have the sales reps assigned to the customers or the telesales agents, so we can plan calls per particular employee. We take into account the calendar and the bank holidays and customer-specific holidays. And we also take into account existing activities. For example, if the customer requested to be called on a particular date because he's on holiday, so he would like to finalize the, for example, placing orders before that, then we can manually, of course, create activities for that occasion. It is also taken into account by the system, by the call list generation, so that we don't schedule any other activities, so we don't make them double. This is below. You can see the screen from the report. This is the call list generation report. We provide the date or the range of the dates. Our customer plans the calls on daily basis. So this report is scheduled daily in the night. So the morning and the next morning, telesales come to work. They can start with the list of calls they need to perform that particular day. So this is how they may browse the existing calls. The criteria that is most often used by the telesales here is the employee, so they may narrow down results to phone calls they need to make, and they also use the date from and date to fields just below the employee field. So we can then receive the results for a particular day for a particular employee. From the result list, this is how the actual result list looks like. We can go, of course, directly to single customer view environment. Here we have the call list management. This is basically the same list of results, and with this additional option of reassign. So we may select a bunch of activities, for example, all activities belonging to one telesales employee because he's absent due to illness, for example, or holidays, and we can all reassign them for to other employee. Or we may also use this report to reschedule the dates. So it's very simple. You may select one or you may select more, and you can simply reschedule or reassign to other people. So this implementation was done several years. I know the customer still works and is without many major changes in the system. So this proves the concept that the single customer view is a very powerful tool. It brings CRM functionalities into existing ERP system. This is the out-of-the-box solution. The only thing you need to add to this is the document types that are specific to your organization. Maybe pricing procedure, the existing the customer-specific condition type in order to properly display the result, and that is all. So everything we saw happened on one screen. You have multiple information. You save the administrative work so that the employees may focus on the real tasks without spending much time fighting with the system. So it's a very powerful tool, and it brings you with actual values. It's the higher customer service level, it's increased effectiveness of the sales, and finally it's improved, these are improved KPIs of the company. So thank you very much for being with us, and I will answer all the questions you send us, and thank you very much.